And we're back with more of Super Adventure Island 2, where in the last episode we went around and got a bunch of stuff. I don't know, can't really think of any other way to describe that one. But now we're in Puka-Puka Island, or Puka-Puka Island, however the heck you want to call it. Yeah, so what we're doing is just getting the power fan up and running, just so we can go ahead and just open things up here. And of course we have to wait for this snazzy effect, whatever it is. Well, I will say the effects in this game have been pretty decent. But either way, now that we got access to the island, this island's gonna work a lot differently than the other islands, and that it's not gonna be one giant stage like the other ones. Instead, we just had to go around these whirlpools, and that is where the casino's gonna be. And that's actually gonna be in the next episode. So, hope you're enjoying that. But yeah, I mean, this is pretty much how this stage goes. I mean, you just go through one area, and then you do have to switch a lot between weapons. More specifically, just switching between the shovel and everything else. And that is something that can be a little bit tedious in this stage. I mean, just because it does get kind of annoying. Also, you do swim really slow until, and that gets fixed once we get the aqua armor. And the good thing about the aqua armor is that it is technically the best armor in the game unless you include the light armor. And also the thing with some of these sections is that we do have to drain the water in order to access other areas. I also do like that there is a way you can just catch the vine. That is something that is actually pretty useful in this game. But either way, this is going to be one of those sections, so I am going to have to do a little bit of backtracking, but I think I actually skipped over something. Well, maybe I did, who knows. Yeah, I mean, fortunately, the stage there isn't a whole lot to it, but it is actually pretty easy to get lost just because you are going to have a lot of instances where you just get there and then reach something that you can't get to, and then you do have to backtrack, and then you don't really remember which whirlpool you went into or came out of, and unfortunately that could lead to problems. And also there is a warp here, so at least, well, not in this specific section, but I know there is a warp. But I think this is just a hint. And yes, we are a real character for making it this far. At least it's a pretty useful hint against the boss, but we gotta backtrack. So anyway, now that that's done with, you do progress by going up here. Also, those lobsters, fortunately they're not that big a deal, but they will swim up at you if you let them, just if you linger for too long. But outside of that, they're really not that big a deal. I mean, the enemies in this particular stage aren't really that big a deal compared to some of the other ones. Actually, I think I'm willing to say that this particular island actually has the easiest enemies. And at least there's also more goodies to be had, such as the magic bottle. And the good thing about this magic bottle is that we unlock the blizzard attack, which is unfortunately not that great, but at least it's pretty useful for getting rid of some minor enemies. But realistically, the only spells I'm planning on using is, I mean, I might just show them all off at once, but I think the only ones I'm really planning on using throughout the whole game are the feather, and then maybe the cure if I end up running into trouble. And then also I use recovery a couple of times too. I think what wing does is that it does, let you go back to certain spots, or you do get to backtrack, I just forget how far. But that is something I am going to have to experiment with. Or preferably as this game goes on. Also the fun way to kill enemies. I also do like the downward stab in this game, but I think I like the downward stab in Zelda 2 a little bit better. Let's see, I mean, this part's just a pretty basic platforming section, and I mean, fortunately it's not really too tough. I think there is a magic bottle in that section where we need the blocks. But I mean, outside of that, it really isn't too big a deal. Of course, it is kind of tricky to kill that thing and then just mind the platforming. But fortunately, we do have all the switches activated just to bail us out. Because that really would have sucked. And then let's just do this the fun way, why not? Also, one, let's see, I think there is something there and then I just miss it. I forget though. But right now we got ourselves the Aqua Armor, and this is one that's gonna allow us to swim faster. And then here I'm just trying to debate whether or not to go down there. And like I said before, this is gonna be post-commentary, and that's just because my footage just got corrupted again, and that just has to do with my audio getting corrupted, so I'm just saving it to a different drive, and then just moving them later. I think that's probably going to be the easy way to go about doing this. So, yeah, I mean, that's pretty much how this LP's been going so far. I mean, it hasn't really been the smoothest, but then again, with how busy my semester's been, I mean, I'm surprised I'm even still recording. Let's see, yeah, I mean, just more lobsters, more spikes. I mean, fortunately, the spikes aren't really that big a deal. So let's see, and then here's an example of how easy it is to get lost here and then just not know where you're going. So I think what I need to do is I need to activate the shovel and then go up. Or actually, no, wait, instead of going up, that's actually going to be our way back. But with that said, we did find the switch, and now we can finally drain the water. But one short backtrack later, we should be back to where we need to be. Anyway, now that that's done with, let's see, this is the first instance of what happens after you drain the water, and it's nothing really too drastic. It's just well, for one thing, you can access a warp. I think that goes to the desert island, which is actually going to be our final, or our last island before the end of the game. So it's the second to last island, technically. And then, with that said, we also did activate the Aqua Switch, which is going to be pretty useful just for making it across this place. I mean, you technically still can fight the boss now, it's just that you're not going to do very well with only the Ice Sword. And we do need to find the Thunder Sword in order to beat this thing. And see, yeah, because the thing with this boss is that you do fight it in the water, so you do have to worry about just not only moving fast, but also getting your shots in whenever you can. And with the sixth magic bottle, we unlock the power boost. It's kind of like I think Mega Man and Bass had something pretty similar, where if you're in critical mode, like if you're dying, then you do end up getting extra power. I mean, actually, wait, I should recant what I said and then said that we deactivated the Aqua Switch instead of activating it. So with that said, I still am able to, let's see, find a different treasure. And I think what it is, it's, no, it's not the Thunder Sword, I forgot what it was. I mean, it's probably magic. Oh, and by the way, here's where the boss is, so I kind of remember that, and then I just, decided to go back. And then I don't really have much of an option here, so I had to fight a hermit crab with a shovel. And I think for the purposes of, I think I am going to kill the final boss with a shovel, just because I want to. Okay, I should probably actually start trying before I get myself killed here. And then with that said, yeah, I mean, like I said before, I'm just recording this on a late Friday night, and yeah, it didn't really go the best. Let's see, that said, I did get access to a life bottle, so at least it bailed out, or at least the game decided to bail me out after my stupidity. So let's see, Yeah, you can get another life bottle in the casino, which is actually where we're going next. Let's see, what I do enjoy about the gambling episode is that even though I haven't recorded it yet, really all I'm doing is just showing off everything that's there, which is all the mini games and also just all the items you can get, and you can get the best items in the game from those specific places. So anyway, I don't think we visited this part. And then this is where we're gonna find the Thunder Sword, actually. And see, the platforming in this place really isn't too tricky. It's just too easy to hit something that you didn't see. And I think I accidentally skipped by the Thunder Sword, but I will get it back soon. But I mean, really it's just hidden enemies that you didn't see that's gonna be the biggest issue here, and really just not being reckless is just the best way to go about doing this. So yeah, that's really all you're doing. So then you have that, and then, let's see, here's actually where we're gonna go to get or where the shrine is. And then, let's see, I think where that goes to is that you need to get like these particular, I don't really know what you call them. They're not really gems, but they're kind of like you need to, yeah, I think they're like talismans or something. I don't really remember. But I mean, I'll go over that some more, seeing as how I do have to do an episode on that anyway. So yeah, I mean, pretty much all that episode's gonna be is just me going around the various islands, getting or past the secret sections. And springs, just in case you need them. And I was tempted to edit this part out, I think in the original commentary, but then I ended up remembering that, or forgetting that I missed the Thunder Sword, and then it's right there. So then that made it a little bit extra awkward. And now that we got the Thunder Sword, at least we got better offense now. So yeah, we're just gonna have to do it this way. And I don't really, actually, yes you can. Yeah, I was just about to say, I don't really remember if you can change your weapon when you're in midair, but I know you can't change your weapon when you're getting hit. So anyway, one backtrack later. I think this was, actually no way, this is not me getting lost, this is just me trying to find more stuff. Which is unfortunately something that does happen a lot in this stage, is that you think you found everything, but then it turns out you miss a few things, and you know, you just have to do kind of a thorough sweep of the area. Alright, more coins to gamble with. So at least having coins is good. Let's see, I think I also, or this might be another warp. So let's see, let's just go ahead and get this up. And then he ends up hitting me anyway. Don't really know how that happened. But the good news is we can take care of these enemies in one shot. And yeah, I think that's what the wing does. Or that should be what the wing does. But anyway, more backtracking. So anyway, we're here, and let's see, I think this particular section happens to be either another warp or... Yeah, I think right here is another warp. And I think that actually comes from the final island. And then see, just more hints. And yeah, I think that's just pretty much telling you about the warps. But yeah, I mean, that's not really that big a deal. Anyway, here we are at the boss, and see, what we're doing is that, so pretty much the way we're gonna go about doing this is that, we can't really heal. That's the tricky part about this. And also the tentacle that attacks you right out of the gate. So pretty much all this goes is that you do have to listen for the cues for the tentacle to attack, and then what we're gonna do is when this one comes from the left, we're just gonna hit the tentacle and then just attack the squid. And also it does require some pretty careful maneuvering just to avoid this thing. And then after every go around, he is going to release some ink and then make the water a little bit blacker. But yeah, I mean, this is actually a pretty repetitive boss even with the Thunder Sword, and it is actually not that tough, but then again, it is actually pretty easy to get killed, seeing as how you can't really heal when you're in the water. Of course, if you don't have the aqua armor, you're also in a lot of trouble too. I mean, since you can't swim quickly. And yeah, I mean, that's pretty much how this goes. And I think once the water gets completely black, it's going to be a lot harder to see him, obviously. And then, yeah, because I think the effect's a little bit different on this particular emulator. I am using SNES 9X, of course. I think now I actually can record ZSNES on Bandicam, but I mean, I just decided to stick with what I knew. I mean, for some reason I couldn't on my old laptop, and, you know, I can now, but I don't really know how effective it is. Yeah, so I think in the original SNES version you're actually not supposed to see the tentacle, but then again, I'm not really sure. Let's see, I should be finishing him off pretty soon. I mean, I've actually been doing a pretty decent job so far. And then here I just get a little bit more aggressive and then I finish him off. Which is always good, because now we've got the Moonstone and now we can access the final area of the game. Or technically not the final area of the game, but the second final area of the game. Anyway, you just get a little bit more dialogue. And there are also much more fat jokes as the game goes on, so we're gonna be seeing a lot more of those. Let's see, and yeah, they're almost there, but then again, not quite. So let's see, yeah, I think after Sala Sala Island, they will finally solve the mystery and then know who they are. But yeah, I mean, that's pretty much how that goes. So let's see, I think all I'm gonna do is just go to the casino now. And then just as soon as I'm done. And yeah, with that said, I will see you next time for the gambling episode.